Hello everyone and welcome to this video. My name is Arston and today we're going to talk about Python sets. So what are you waiting for? Let's go ahead and start coding. Okay, so sets is a data structure in Python that is used to be able to store a collection of unique elements. They are unordered. Every time we use a set, the elements inside of a set is in a different order, and we cannot use index to be able to retrieve an elements inside of a set. And also, they are unchangeable, meaning we cannot update the value of an element, but we can still add or remove elements inside of a set. Now, in Python, we're going to use a pair of curly brackets to create a set. However, do keep in mind that curly brackets is also used in dictionaries. Now, if you want to create an empty set, we cannot use a pair of curly brackets for that, because here, this would return to us an empty dictionary instead. Let's try that out. Let's say empty dictionary. If we try to use the built-in type operator to get the data type of this variable that we have, so empty dictionary. If you run this, you can see that the type of this variable is a dictionary rather than a set. Now, if you want to create an empty set in Python, we're going to use the built-in constructor set. Let's store this inside of a variable. And let's use the type function to be able to get the data type. So if you run this, now you can see that we have a data type of set. Now, set is often used to be able to remove the duplicate elements inside of a list or a tuple. Let's try to add here a list of numbers. We have 1, 2, and 3. Let's say we have duplicates 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you want to retrieve the unique elements inside of this numbers list that we have right here, we can convert it into a set by using the set built-in constructor. Let us try that out. So let's say set, then let's pass here inside the numbers list. Then store this into another variable, let's say unique numbers. And let's try to print the unique numbers. As you can see, we now have a set that contains only the unique elements inside of our numbers list. Now in this one, this is a set. What if we want to return a list in set? What you can do is use the built-in constructor list right here, so that once it returns to us a set, we can convert it back into a list before printing it out. So we now have a list rather than a set. So this can also work if we have a tuple of numbers that contains duplicates right here. So if you want to convert it back to a tuple, we're going to use tuple built-in constructor. If you run this, we now have a tuple that only contains the unique elements. Set can also store elements with different data type. Let's try to create an empty set for now. Let's call this mixed set. To be able to add an element inside of our set, we're going to use the add method. Let's call it mixed set dot add. Let's try to add a textual data. Let's say Python right here. So this would have the data type of a string. Let's try to add an integer or a number. So let's say mixed set that add. Let's add number 30. This would have the data type of integer. Let's try to add a float or a number with a decimal value. This would be mixed set that add. Let's try to add 3.14. Now let's try to add a Boolean value. Boolean value could be true or false. So let's say mixed underscore set that add. Let's try to add true. This would be our Boolean value. Let's try to also add false for now. There you go. Now we can also add here a tuple. Let's say mixed underscore set that add a tuple of 1, 2, 3 right here. So to create a tuple in Python, we're going to use a pair of parentheses that we have right here. Now if we try to print our mixed set, so we now have a set that contains elements with different data types. Now, you cannot pass here a list or a dictionary that would return an error. Let's try out for list. Let's say mixed underscore set that add. Let's try to add a list that contains 1, 2, 3. This would return to us an error. Also for dictionary as well. Let's try to add a dictionary right here. So to create a dictionary in Python, we're going to also use a pair of curly brackets. So dictionaries comes in name or key and value pair. Let's try to add here a name for a user. Let's say the user is John. Let's try to add another key value pair. We have age. The age is 30 right here. So this is an example of a dictionary. Let's try to comment the first one out. Running this, we get also the same error, a type error. So we can only pass here string, integer, float, boolean, and tuple. Then let's go ahead and continue. So if we can add elements inside of our set, we can also remove them. But before we continue to the removing part, let's try to add here another one. So if we use the element that is already inside of our set, so let's try to add Python again right here. If you run this, as you can see here, Python is only added once. So if we try to add an element that is already inside of our set, this would be ignored. Now, also remember that if we try to add a 1 inside of our set, 1 is considered as the same with true, and 0 is considered as the same with false. So if you pass here 0, and if we try to run this again, as you can see, we don't have 1 or 0 inside of our set because 1 is considered the same as true, and 0 is considered the same as false that we have right here. Now going back, we already know how to add an element inside of our set. We can also remove an element. So to remove an element inside of a set, we can use the remove method. So mixed set.remove. So let's try to remove the number 30 right here. If we try to run this, we don't have 30 anymore inside of our set. Now one of the downsides on this one is that if we use the remove method and pass here an element that doesn't exist inside of our set, we're going to get a key error. So if we pass here 40, that is not inside of our current set right here, we will get a key error. Now there are times wherein you want the program to give you an error if you pass a value that doesn't exist inside of a set, but if you don't want this to happen, you can also use another method. So this one would return to us a key error. Let's try to comment this out to prevent that error. If you don't want that error to happen, we can use another method. That is the discard method. So in this one, if we pass here a value that does exist, let's say for example, we have 3.14 right here. So if we pass 3.14 and try to run this, as you can see, we don't have 3.14 anymore. However, if you pass here a value that doesn't exist inside of our set, let's say for example, mixed underscore set dot discard. Let's use 40 again for our example. and try to run this. As you can see, it doesn't return to us any error, or our line that we have right here that contains an element that doesn't exist is ignored. Okay. If you want to delete all of the elements inside of our set that we have right here, we can use the clear method. So let's say next set dot clear, and if you try to run this, now we have an empty set. So we successfully cleared out all of the elements inside of our set. Now we can also extend the data that we have inside of a set from a list or a tuple. Let's try that out. So let's try to delete this for now. Now let's have here a new data. We have here a set of fruits. We have apple, banana, and cherry. And then we have more fruits, which is a list. It contains orange, mango, and grapes. Now, if you want to combine the elements inside of our more fruits list into our fruits set, we can try to use the update method. So fruits.update. Then here we're going to pass more fruits. If we try to print the new value of our fruits set, we now have the data that is inside of our list more fruits inside of our fruits set. So this method that we have, the update method, is not only limited to one value, which is the more fruits that we have right here. We can also pass here another, let's say a tuple. We have here, let's say pineapple, and then we have strawberry. If we try to run this, as you can see, pineapple and strawberry is now inside of our fruits set. Now, if you want to know if a certain element is inside of our set, we can use the in operator. So if you're trying to know if pineapple is inside of our fruits set, let's say pineapple in, then we're going to use the fruit set that we have right here. If we try to run this, it would give us a boolean value of true that we have right here, because pineapple is inside of our set. Now we can also try if an element is not inside of the set. We can use print here. So let's say, for example, is let's say banana is not in our fruits set right here. If we try to run this, we can see that it returns to us a false because banana is inside of our set. So these are the different methods that we often use when we are working with sets. Now let's discuss a new topic. So where sets really shines is what we call the set theory. So in set theory, we have union, difference, intersection, and symmetric difference. And they are used to be able to describe the relationships between sets and also the elements that they contain. So let's have here another data that we can use. Here we have three sets. We have web development, mobile development, and game development. And all of them contains programming languages that are used oftentimes in each of the sectors in the tech industry. Now, let's discuss about the first one. What if we want to combine the elements inside of a web development set and also mobile development set? So for that, we can use union. So let's say, for example, let's try to print web development. Then we're going to use union. We're going to use here a single pipe symbol. So we have mobile development. If we try to run this, we can see that we have all of our programming language for mobile development and also web development combined. And here you can see that Java is only displayed once, even if web development is, or Java is inside of web development and mobile development. So in sets, we don't have any duplicates at all. So here we also have a built-in method union that we can use. We can try to say print web development dot union, pass here mobile development inside. So to run this, we can see that it outputs the same result. Now, in this method that we have right here, it is not limited to only one. We can also combine, let's say, game development inside of web development. So we can pass here a comma and call game development. Try to run this. We can see here that we have C++ and also C# inside of the set that it returns to us. So we successfully combined mobile development and game development inside of our web development set that we have right here. So that is for union. It is used to be able to combine all unique elements in our sets that we have right here. So what if, let's say for example, we only want to get the programming language that is for web development and mobile development right here. So for that, we can use intersection. Let's say print web development. Then in intersection, we're going to use the ampersand symbol. Then pass here mobile development. If we try to run this, we get Java, because Java is a programming language that we can use for web development and mobile development that we have right here. Now, we also have the built-in intersection method. So print, then call web development dot intersection. Pass here mobile development. Run this, we get the same result. Now, just like what we have for union, we can also pass here multiple arguments. We have here game development. So as you can see, we have still the same result, because here we have Java for web development, mobile, and game development. So that is for intersection. It finds the elements that are common for all of our sets that we have right here. Now, what if we want to get the elements that is inside of our web development, but not inside of our mobile development? So for that, we can use the difference. Let's try to use print, call web development. Now for difference, we're going to use the minus symbol that we have right here. Then we have mobile development. If we try to run this, here we get JavaScript, Python, C#, and PHP. So we don't have Java because Java is also inside our mobile development. We also have a built-in method. We have difference for set right here. Try to use print, then web development dot difference. You can pass here mobile development. If we try to run this, we get here the same result. So for the difference method, it's not limited to only one argument. We can pass here another one. Let's say, for example, game development. If you try to run this, here we get PHP, Python, and JavaScript. So we don't have C# and also Java, because Java is inside our mobile development set and also in our game development set, and C# is inside of our game development. So by using the difference, we're going to only keep the elements in one set, that is the web development, but is missing in mobile development and in game development. There you go. Now let's talk about the last one. So here, what if we only want to get the programming language that is available for web development and mobile development, but not in both? So here, we can use the symmetric difference. So print, call the web development. So for symmetric difference, we're going to use the caret symbol. So in our keyboard, that is Shift 6. Then going to call mobile development. So here, if we try to run this, we have JavaScript, Kotlin, Swift, Python, PHP, and C#. We don't have Java because Java is both used for web development and mobile development. Now we also have a method for symmetric difference. So we can try to say print web development dot symmetric difference. And here we can pass mobile development. If we try to run this, here we get the same result. Now for symmetric different method, we can only pass here one argument. So if you try to pass another one, let's say game development, and run this, here you can see we have an error. We have a type error because we pass two arguments and symmetric difference is only going to take one. Okay, so for symmetric difference, we can use this to be able to only include elements in either web development and mobile development, but not in both of them. Okay, so you now know what sets are in Python. We often use sets to be able to remove the duplicates from the elements inside of a list or a tuple. And it also provides us with a lot of different methods to be able to talk about set theory. We have union difference, intersection, and symmetric difference. And these are used to be able to describe the relationships between different sets and also the elements that they contain. I hope you enjoyed our video about Python sets, and if you do, can you please smash the like button and also subscribe to the One Good Camp YouTube channel. And for that, I hope you guys have a good day.